Hi everyone, it's Erin from EB Mixed Media, and today I'm going to be working in a journal, which I have not done any art journaling in quite a while, so I was in the mood today. This is just a really cheapy little journal. I've worked in it before. I wouldn't recommend it. The pages are very, very thin. I bought it for a class I was teaching and gave one to each student, and they just weren't as good a quality as I would have hoped. So anyway, I've got my page here. I've got some watercolors here. These are Miliang watercolors. It's the 36 colors. They're in 5 milliliter tubes. And they're really beautiful, rich colors. And so I'm going to play with those for a little bit today. And so I'm just going to start mixing. I've got some palette paper. I don't know how well it's going to mix here, but I'm kind of wanting to go for a little bit of a peach, which I don't know how that might work. It's kind of peachy, isn't it? And I'm just gonna kind of lay some color down. My goal is to just create kind of a background. Just something sort of interesting and abstract. This is more of a pink, I guess. And I've got a tiny touch of a purple here, which I think might be too much. But I wonder if I put it in with this. I want kind of a purpley pink. I don't know, is that a purpley pink? Not really. Let's see. Yeah, that's a little more, it's a little more purple than I was thinking, but that's okay. I'm just kind of mixing as I go. And I don't mind if the colors are sort of blending on the page. I really have no goal in mind, just to get some color down. So that's kind of interesting. Good start anyway. So now I want to go in and I'm just going to throw down, I'm going to paint with my fingers. I haven't done that in a while. And I'm just going to add some gesso and kind of start blending that where there is a bit of wet paint still, and see what I get. It's like kind of a dreamy, some dreaminess that I love. I've been so involved in my 100-day project, and I've had a lot going on at work lately. I've been working a lot of hours, and so I just haven't had a lot of time to do art, and aside from sitting down and doing my 5-minute ATCs, and that's about all I've really had the bandwidth for lately. So I do have to say I feel a sense of relief that the 100-day project is over. I enjoyed it, and I'm a little lost. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do, but I have to say it was fun to come up to my art room today without a plan. So I'm enjoying that. this is looking really pretty. I'm liking that a lot. Okay, I think I'm going to dry that. So now I want to come back in with my Bubbles stamp. This is in my Whimsical Florals collection. It's in the Butterflies and Bubbles set of stamps. And I think I'm just going to do some background stamping with these bubbles. This is archival ink. It's a permanent waterproof ink. And I just want to get some background going here. Yeah, I think that's good. And then to sort of counteract the circles and all the organic lines, I've got this background stamp from my Fabulous Florals Daylily set. And I'm going to put that on. This color was called Cactus Flower. This one's called Coral, Coastal Coral. So we'll see how that looks. And this one's fun because you can turn it and get, you know, a different look, either vertically or horizontally, and you can build the blocks up, and they kind of can be interconnected, which is sort of fun. That looks pretty good. Oh, it looks like maybe I had some wet paint somewhere. This is kind of a fun, I call it a trellis stencil. It's sort of diamond shaped. And this is from Dina Marissa. She has an Etsy shop and she's also on Instagram. I'll link her in the description. I use a lot of her stencils. I just think they're real fun, and she's got a lot of florals as well. So I'm gonna use this again in some gesso. I get a lot of questions about why I use gesso instead of white paint. You can use white paint. I like gesso when I'm painting with my fingers, and it's cheaper. So that's really all there is to it. It flows a little better, it blends a little better on the page, but it's also, you can buy it in large quantities and it's cheaper. I was just going through so much white paint that I started buying these big jugs of Liquitex instead of tubes and tubes and tubes of white paint. That's looking really pretty. So next I think I want to go in with some gold. Debating what I want to do with gold though. Maybe I'll do this kind of florally thing. And I guess what I'm trying to do here is really get a really busy background. With lots going on. Lots of layers. I think I got this stencil at Walmart ages ago. I think this might be one of my most favorite things to do, is just make backgrounds and papers. Okay. Next, I've got some of these colors here, and I think it would be kind of fun to put some splatters in some of these intense colors, maybe. Oh yeah. I like that. And what other color maybe? Okay, I need to dry that for sure. I'm really loving this, and I don't know if I want to do the next step. I have an idea of what I want to do, and it involves covering all of this up. So I'm panicking and trying to decide if I want to go ahead and do it. I can always do this again. It was simple enough to do, right? Right. It's so pretty. Oh, let's just try it. So my idea is I have these butterflies, right? And I didn't want to use these, so I traced them. And the idea is to set these down and paint everything around them and then lift them up and you see the background. That was the plan. But now I'm kind of freaking out about that. It took me 5 minutes to do this page. But I'm freaking out to cover this up because I think it's really cute, but I'm not going to get precious with it. This is what I say all the time. Practice what you preach. It's paint. It took a little bit of time. I know exactly what I did. I can do it again. I'm going to do it. Okay. I think I only need 3. The page isn't that big. So I'm going to glue these down. In a couple of spots here. I said glue. I'm using tape. I know you can buy some kind of like spray adhesive that's repositionable, so that's another option if you have it. All right, so those are taped down. And now I've got this paint that is called powder blue. And I am going to mix it with a little bit of this watercolor over here to get kind of a gray almost, but it's gonna have that purple undertone to it. I think I need a little more blue. Maybe that was too much. I want it to read more blue than purple, but I want it to be a coordinating blue. Oh my goodness, I can't get it right. Okay, so now the trick is to not go under these things. So I'm gonna just go along the edges like so. And I noticed I've got a lot of purple on my brush, which is coming off. What is, oh, no, it's the watercolor. Is that what's happening? Oh, I bet that's what's happening. It's the watercolor splatters. Erin, you should have known that. Let's keep going. All right, well, we're keeping it real. This is what happens, right, when you're doing this stuff. Unexpected things, and you just gotta kind of go with the flow. So let's see what happens. Like I said, if I've completely ruined it, I won't show this video, or we'll just start over. So I really don't like how the background is showing through this. So I'm gonna add some gesso to my mix here and go over this again. And try and push back that background. This may be the greatest thing ever discovered. Highly unlikely, but you know, dream big. All right, let's give that a try. Okay, the moment of truth here. No, oh, I thought my tape was pulling off the paint underneath, and it might, but it shouldn't. I had a little issue right there. Oh, there my paint went under. Well, that's not too bad, I guess. I don't know if that reads butterfly very well, but let's keep on keeping on. So to emphasize these a bit more, I've got my little gold sparkle pen. So I've got a little issue here. I'm going to tape this down. And then I'm going to go through and sort of outline some of these bits and pieces that I can see here, where the stencil was. And then I could even do things like I could circle some of these splatters, which is sort of a fun look. We can go in and add some dots in places where we see. I'm just sort of looking at what's on the page and trying to play with that and make something of that. Oh, I don't like that. No, don't like that. Too bright. Maybe white would work though. There's just a few little spots here and there of the gold. And then I need to somehow color that in. I think that's pretty camouflaged, I guess, there. And I'll even go in here and just add a few more little bits. I want it to appear as if they're in a meadow, kind of flying around. So I think I'll go in and just make some branches. And then we'll put some sort of buds on the branches here. Leaves or something, I don't know. Looking really pretty. I think I maybe want to add a few splatters. And I think I might want to go back to this super dark purple for that. But I might cover up my butterflies a bit. So I don't think I want any more splatters on those. I'm just afraid I'm gonna rip something off with that tape. There we go. Let me try that. And then one of the whole reasons I was going for this color palette was to use this little envelope that I made with a tag in it. And I have a video on how I made these as well. And a video on how I made these background stickers. So I was kind of wanting to find a place to put this. And so I think this is kind of what I was thinking, is it could just sit right here in this little garden. So I think I'm going to put that there. I'm going to glue that word down a little better. I'm going to try this with the glue stick, see if it's strong enough to hold. And I've got a piece of wax paper. And there we go with our little tag. You know, I really like it. I think I am going to go back right now before I forget and make some background paper that looks exactly like this. Because I thought that was so pretty. I do think this is pretty, but I loved the background before we covered it up too. So I think I'll go back and do that and have another great piece of paper in my stash. That's it for me. I will be back again with another video soon. And in the meantime, you can find me on Instagram, EB Mixed Media, EB_Mixed Media. Thanks all. Bye.